As the Muhlenberg women's basketball team begins their season, they reflect on the season before and how it abruptly ended with a feeling of dissatisfaction. Many players, including captain Margot Arapre, felt the potential to work hard in the offseason so that the next year will end with better results.
Last season was pretty difficult, especially with it being my senior year, not making it all the way through playoffs like we had hoped, and competing for a championship. So that was really tough. We hit a lot of rough spots along the way with losing games that we should have won, getting COVID, starting and stopping our season was really difficult, and just not playing up to the standards that we had set for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of last year was the fact that it was a chopped up season coming after COVID, having a lot of time off, having a lot of COVID stoppage, not a lot of practice time. So the consistency is very important in basketball. So to be able to have that type of thing. Made for a difficult year all the way around because basketball tends to be a game of habit.
This preseason I felt was different because I think we pushed ourselves a lot harder, whether it's in lift or pickup or conditioning, any of the workouts that we did, usually about 6 days a week since the day the classes started. So we were at it right away, working really hard, and I feel like we got a lot more out of it this preseason than last year, just in the weight room, putting more weight on, going harder in conditioning, developing more and pickup, all those things were really beneficial for us.
I think this team has a lot of potential. This team overall, as a group, to begin with, has a lot more athletic ability. So we're taking advantage of that athletic ability, and that speed and that quickness. So I think take advantage of that. I think the other thing is, I think the basketball IQ on this team is much higher. We have a better feel for the game, better instincts for the game. So we make better decisions when we play. So it's more of a question of, I think, as a team and as individuals, tapping into those strengths to be a better team. And since the team is more dynamic across the board, the pieces sort of fit together better instead of having a group of players who play better one way and another group maybe it doesn't play as well that way. So I think those kind of things for this year's team has made a big difference. And I think, as always, going through a difficult year last year in many phases motivates you to do better. And I think that's always the case. So I think this year's team is really bonded well together, that they work really well together, they work hard together for a team outcome as opposed to maybe an individual outcome. I also think this group of individuals is a very caring group. They're very empathetic towards each other, so they support each other really well. And I think the better support you have, the more confidence that you gain. And I think that's very, very important for a younger group. We always go with the goals here is that we want to compete for a championship, and we want to be one of the best teams in the league. Sometimes that's possible, sometimes that's not, but that's the goal that you're always reaching for. And how close can you get to that? I think from a coach's standpoint, you always have the goal of how can we maximize and be the best team this team can be. So the goals for this year was for this team to compete at a top level and to really develop. On the one hand, to make sure the seniors like Margot and Sarah have a really great senior year and they have a chance to win a championship, but even more so to sort of lay that foundation for a team for the next 3 or 4 years that can really be the team to beat in the league and in the conference. And for a team to really establish a work ethic, to establish a team atmosphere, all the little pieces that make a team very successful in the long run. And I think you also have to look at short-term and long-term goals. So some of those are long-term goals that you want to establish right now, and some are short-term goals like how good can we be today? How can we win this game tomorrow? But I've always believed that it's about how you play and how you work as a team, and then the scores and the wins and losses will take care of themselves than just saying this is what we have to do to win this game. And I think this team has really done that really, really well. It's responded to difficulties very well in a positive way, and they haven't gotten too full of themselves when things have gone well and been positive. So I think those are really good things. And so many of the goals I would have set for this team for the course of the year in many ways, we've achieved many of those goals so far. We're already ahead of where I would have thought we could be as far as being a team and a team atmosphere and a work ethic and an intensity and playing together with teamwork.
Only being a few games in, I'm already seeing results from the hard work we put in during preseason. We started off pretty strong, winning a lot of tight games that we either lost or struggled in last year. And this season, in comparison to where we were last year, the point we are now and compared to where we were last year, I already see so much more progress and so much more potential and just team basketball playing together. I feel like we've been really successful so far, and it makes me excited for what we can do moving forward.